It is important when you are faced with tests, one must be present and remain balanced even during a crisis. These tests are what gives us the fortitude and strength going forwards. Keeping calm during these times will help you be more fluid within your energy. It starts in the mental and it ends in the mental. Everything is mind, and the mind helps the body and the spirit. So within, so without, as above, so below, you will grow. So Sage, I'd like you to talk about what you do, what you've developed, what you've learned, and what you're showcasing going forwards.
My field of expertise is the subconscious, manifestation, changing beliefs, changing habits, understanding. Sometimes I feel like an octopus, and the head being shifting our reality, and the tentacles being all of the things that we can do to do that. And so I've been doing and talking about shadow work for years now, but something that I've recently developed, considering myself as a medicine woman, I've been getting into herbs specifically for mental health, helping myself particularly because I'm my own patient zero, in learning how to put certain herbs together in order to calm anxiety, to help my body come down from fight or flight, anger, all of those very intense lower emotions, even though they're not lower. I drink a lot of teas to help, integrate those feelings so that I can change what's causing those feelings. A formula that I've come up with recently to shift our state and manifest is regulate your feelings, shift your identity, create your reality. And so I love the term medicine woman because medicine comes in so many different forms. Medicine can be herbs, medicine can be movement, which I do as well through dancing. I just need to showcase that a little bit more. Words can be medicine, journaling, so many things. And one of my passions is sharing what I know with other people, because if I can help someone struggle less, then I would be honored to be someone that facilitates that. And that's something Paul and I are both passionate about, is not just giving people band-aids, but giving people medicine to empower themselves, to embody their light more. So that's what I'm up to behind the scenes. All of that stuff will start to come out a lot more in the coming weeks as I develop. And as I support Paul, that's what I do when I'm not doing that. Paul, anyone that's a light worker that is watching this will know that there are some I don't want to say drawbacks, but there's an effect on you in regards to the work that you do. So do you want to talk a little bit about how it affects you and, what you go through?
There's so many parts to this. It affects me emotionally, spiritually, physically, things that only you see behind the scenes. I don't want anyone else to see it, only to just make sure that I am just protecting my energy as well as containing that energy as well.
When do you feel like are the times where your energy is really affected?
Just after a session, that could be from a mediumship session, tarot readings, even as much as having to do certain types of readings as well. Tapping into one's energy, those who have passed, if it's just a mediumship reading where I literally feel I summon somebody and I bring someone in, it's really draining and can be very emotionally draining too.
I know there have been times you've mentioned, especially when you're reading someone that has like a very traumatic past, that you see things or you feel things. Do you want to talk about that?
Yeah, I tap into people's energy who have experienced some type of trauma, that being abuse, a type of abuse, and that's an SA, someone being forced upon their will, and I have to tap into that energy and see what they've experienced. And after the session, it's very emotional. When I summon, there's an essence of me having an out-of-body experience, or bringing in as the vessel for the spirit to come in. And not only you see things, you feel things emotionally, even feeling as if it's physically as well, since all is mind.
Something came to mind when you were speaking, and the phrase was, there's levels to what you do. Someone might watch this and maybe reference another reader or medium and say like, oh, well, they say the opposite of what you're saying, and that it's not that draining and that they take the proper measures. But there's levels to what you do, because when you do it, you go deep. You have all of your clairs, and for people who don't know, it's like basically your 5 senses, but in the astral, right? It's like it takes more out of you because you give all of yourself to it.
That is completely correct, because it feels sacrificial. I am a vessel, and I allow spirit to go into my body and let me feel what needs to be felt, see what needs to be seen. In terms of what I see, it's very cinematic, and reactions I get, it still goes through my mind after the session, where I have to ground and do all appropriate action to clear myself, because if I don't, I'll lose myself,
So speaking of grounding, are there any other things you do to make sure that you're in tip-top shape after these readings?
Firstly, I make sure that I do my rituals, sage the room, incense. I'm outside after, I ground, I release all the energies out to the universe. And most importantly, I send back energy back to the person. And I stay present and I meditate. And Sage, now you've seen me do thousands of readings. This goes from lives to private readings, tarot readings, mediumship. What sorts of conditions do you see me after a reading? Considerably, you've seen me do heavy sessions, sessions that you've seen from the moment we've worked together as well as be in a relationship.
I'm gonna let you know right now, guys, whenever there is a price change, I am a driving force behind that. And that is because when he's finished, when the lights turn off, when the camera is off, I see how tired Paul is. I see how drained and how much he has given of himself, and the quality that he gives, he's worth it. The readings that he gives is priceless. The care, the energy, the experience, it's priceless. And so, especially with mediumship, when he's actually channeling, and I'm saying this now because I just got a download about it, but soon his channeling is gonna go up another level. I've seen him be on the edges of being like a pure vessel for a spirit to come into his body and do full trance channeling. That's going to be coming soon. But the point is to be a vessel for powerful energies, right? It takes a lot of energy from the human body to hold all of that energy, right? These spirits don't have a body, and so their spiritual energy they just have so much of it. So it's like trying to fit a waterfall in a cup sometimes, and it takes a lot. So yeah, my role definitely kicks in after he does these readings, especially channeling. Paul, something that you have been doing as of late that is pretty cool when people see it is light language. Can you tell us what light language is?
Yeah, light language is the voice of the soul, and of that it has healing energies. The property of it is just energy from yourself, and you radiate that energy to blast any sort of, or elevate somebody, or remove any sort of residual energy. It's here to help you, clear you, and it's very powerful.
And how did you start speaking this light language?
From you. You're my inspiration when it comes to light language. Firstly, I think me and you can agree that I was quite hesitant to start this, because you're like, oh, cool, don't worry about it. But I was very hesitant, because I sounded firstly, it was about getting used to it, and I sounded a little bit at the time really weird.
Yeah, I remember that. I remember you being so embarrassed when you first started doing it, and I was like, babe, it's okay, because I make crazy sounds when I do it. So I've seen you really evolve with your light language, and how do you feel about it now?
It's like a part of me, like it's a part of you. Like you're a part of me. But at the same time, I feel very connected. I didn't feel like at the start, whether it was gonna align with me, but at the same time, as I grew the confidence, I realized that I saw the benefits, not just for me but for everyone else, most importantly, you know?
Yeah, and I love how you've made it your own and how you use it when you're reading tarot. What inspired you to combine those two things?
So, as you know, with something like tarot, which is about reading the energy, someone's energy, if it feels as if it's someone, if the person I'm reading, energy is very, very low, or there's blockages, then I would suggest and advise that I do light language on them. To clear any blockages from any parts of the chakra, if they're going through difficulty, I even use it. People have gone as far as to say that, oh, I had a toothache or I had a headache and I used it and now it's gone.
It's amazing. It's powerful. How do you see yourself using it going forward? Because it feels like you always use it when you're going to give someone a reading, right?
Going forward, and I'll be using it for something like an exorcism, to clear any sort of spiritual parasites, removing anything that's harboring your body that shouldn't be there. That's something that I will be using that for. Right now it's just a sense of healing, yes, and that's just clearing off any negative energies, right? Now, going forwards, I'm gonna go even further, and then I'll be removing any sort of entities that you feel that's within you that shouldn't be there. A foreign agent, a spiritual foreign agent. For anybody that wants to experience light language, this is what you should do. I will ask you to close your eyes, clear your mind, alright, and breathe deep, slowly in, and then slowly out. Clear your mind. You can open your eyes. How'd you feel?
Light. When you're doing the light language on someone, do you ever pick up things automatically as you're doing it about them?
Yes. If I feel like there was a blockage within their mind, body, spirit. Let's just say they've had a lot of overthinking, anxiety. I usually be able to feel it when I do the light language. If I feel like there was some type of blockage regarding how they've held something for so long, and a lot of that happens and kept in your heart chakra, I usually explain to them that I had to help them remove that energy away from their body. So a lot of it is still reading, and what needs to be advised after finishing the light language, and then after that, reading the energy.
Is this something that's similar to Reiki, or is it different?
I'd say it's a cousin of Reiki. I'd say they're very, very similar, because at the end of the day, it's to help. Both have the same principles. A lot have the same principles. So essentially, obviously Reiki's could be done through crystals, for laying down. This is more about being in a comfortable place, sitting down, close your eyes, make sure that you're breathing, and I'll talk to you through it, and then I do the light language. It could last up to a couple of minutes, whereas I believe Reiki takes a little bit longer than that.
You've mentioned the word exorcism quite a few times now. Can you tell us what that is?
That for me is a foreign parasite, spiritual foreign parasite that's within yourself, taking on your energy, draining you, taking over your body, shall I say. This is the type of service that I do, which is to remove it. It's within a ceremony where me and you are involved, sage that is, and that's basically to remove any sort of foreign parasite that's there, shall we say an evil deity that's there. This takes over a day. This is not just doing for example, light language. This is essentially healing you through candle rituals, making sure that we bless your home to remove any sort of negativity, and even more so, we add grids so that you're protected spiritually and the people around you are protected spiritually.
You mentioned something about an evil deity. What do you mean by that as far as the exorcism?
So somebody's done a curse on you, and they can put a living spirit, let's say that's going to feed off you. There are foreign things that come into your body and take over you. I provide it through what we say a shamanic ritual to remove any sort of spiritual foreign parasites within you.
So it's more of, you're saying that an exorcism is the removal of evil or negative entities within somebody.
Absolutely. That could be done because you've got a generational curse. Somebody's done a hex on you. There's some type of spirit that you've entered. Porn addiction, the use of drugs, alcohol, black magic. These are the things that me and you as light workers do to remove these such energies.
How does someone know? I mean, yeah, you just mentioned that if someone is suffering with like addictions or feel like they're victims of black magic, but how does someone know if maybe they have an entity and it's not manifesting in those extreme ways?
If you're in that perpetual moment where you're not in control of yourself, where you feel like your body is literally a battery of something that's being taken from you, your energy. Your energy is constantly sapped. You get confused. Feeling of anxiousness, feeling that you want to end it all. And that's the extremities of it. But, and that cycle of perpetual negativity. Why are you constantly in this situation? Without no explanations. There's even certain parts where your body's been taken over and you don't even realize it. Certain people's decisions get taken over, but not yourself. But something taken over you.
How did you figure out that you could do this?
I had visions when I was young. And I didn't understand it. It was like I was in a different country, shall I say, somewhere in Latin America. And I just saw smoke, and I just saw it being a ceremony and someone speaking in tongue. And that vision has continuously repeated, even through now, from young to now. And now I see it was a vision of me from my past life, that's what I was doing, and that's what I shall be doing now.
Incredible. Is there anything someone should know if this is something that they would like to do?
Just message me. Sorcerer 333 in all platforms. If you have any queries, I'm always transparent. Just message me, email me, and I'll be there.